Welcome to a new video, guys. It is awesome to see your smiling faces. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Today, we're doing something different and a little bit of fun, something that I should have done a long time ago. We're doing a camera bag review and what's in my camera bag for why not do both. Let's go and have some fun. So, today's camera bag review is the Incase Pro DSLR bag. Now, I don't know what the reason is and why I haven't done a camera bag review or what's inside my camera bag. I don't know why I've been procrastinating, but let me just start off with saying this bag has been the only camera bag I've had for the last 9 years. That's right, guys, 9 years this Incase bag has been with me. Look at it. It's still going strong, as you can see. It's amazing. I don't even know how it's still going, to be honest. I've taken this on hikes, I've taken it overseas. Man, this bag has been everywhere with me, you know, and I love it. I absolutely love it, and I haven't changed because there has been no reason to change. It's 26 liters, made of nylon, and it's been absolutely incredible. So let's open it up and kind of break down my camera gear and what I have in this bag. All right, now for quick context, I am shooting with the FX3 and my B cam kind of filming the top-down view is the A7S III. Normally the A7S III will live right here. Right now I have the Sony A7 IV in here. It has no lens currently, but the A7S III normally lives in this little compartment right here. This is sort of the tail end of the bag. However, I normally put it there. It's just more easy. That's the way I've managed it. All right, so let's kind of go through it and give you guys a bit of a breakdown. So in here, I have my Shure earphones. These are great when you're obviously recording and, you know, you need to capture, you know, good audio and you want to hear the audio through the camera. These are what I recommend. I've had these for a couple years now. They're really great for noise cancelling. They are a little bit on the pricey side. They probably cost a couple $100. But these have been sort of my go-to when it comes to earphones. All right, let's keep going on. So that normally lives right here. Sometimes I've put a few other things. I've got one of these. You all absolutely need one of these. There's little camera brush things when you need to brush off the, you know, the little lens, you know, dust off it. I get so annoyed by that, guys. I'm really OCD about this stuff, so I have to carry one of these around. Otherwise, when I'm not using this one, I've got my trusty Rocket Duster. And honestly, look, I've gone through many different variants of this. I've actually got another one right here. I've got 3. And to be honest, I've tried all 3 of them. This one's okay. It's a little bit bigger, but this one I find just works really well in terms of the pressure and everything. So I just kind of stick with this one. It's pretty small. It's pretty convenient. Fits right in the bag and costs about like 15, 16 Australian bucks. So it's not too bad. This bag is a little bag for the little lav mics, I believe. I've got my Peter McKinnon ND filter. This is the Mark II version, the 2 to 5 stop. I actually have 2 of these. I'll show you where the other one is shortly as we go through the bag. I also have my my Godox. Which model is this? Don't even know what model it is. X Pro S. I always have one of these when I'm shooting flash. This is a must-have, guys. Highly recommend it. Love this one. So I keep this one kind of down here in the compartment. Now going to the middle section, of course, got a Snickers bar. You know, need a little bit of protein, a little bit of energy sometimes when you're on the shoots. I have this as well. This is the pad caster. These are like what are these called? Like the step up rings or whatever. This is when you need to put on the pad caster depending on your lens size. Good to have. I've actually moved on to the pad caster 2 now. Have to do a review on that at some point. This is my Tascam. This is the microphone that I'm currently using, the Lav. This is the bag for it. Kind of look after it. I have a power bank as well. This is like, I think it's a 7,500 milliamps. Just always good to have as a backup whenever you need it. I've got another Lav in this little bag right here. I've got actually 2 Lavs. These are, I believe, the Rode Lav Plus, and this is just when you need extra ones, I guess. So doesn't help. I've got some step-up rings here, so 67 to 72 and 77 to 82 as well. So you never know when you might need it. I've also got grey cards, white cards, and black cards. These are great, but these I kind of tend to use less now. I don't really need it. There are other quick methods for getting your white balance, but these are always handy as well. So I always kind of keep them in board whenever I might need it in the future. Now moving on to this little compartment here. This is probably one of my favorites. This is the Rode Wireless Pros. I'm actually currently shooting with it and using them right now for my audio. I absolutely love these little fellas. I just absolutely love it. I've had the Rode Wireless 1s, I've had the Rode Wireless 2s, and now I have the Rode Wireless Pros. And guys, phenomenal. A little bit pricey, but you pay and you get what you pay for. And these are honestly top-notch, guys. I've always loved Rode. I've been a big supporter of Rode. Absolutely phenomenal products, and yeah, can't fault them at all. All right, moving on, I have this amazing Sony mic. This was, I believe, the B10, something like that. This is the one that just kind of goes on top of the hot shoe. You don't need any cables, 3.5mm jacks. It just goes on. These are phenomenal, guys. If you're vlogging or just doing general content, these are really, really amazing shotgun mics. Highly, highly recommend these. I love these. A little bit on the pricey side again, $500-600, but phenomenal sound. And plus you have some control on the back as well if you want to control it. So noise cancellation, low pass filter, and you can just turn it off. It's great. 10 dB, 20 dB plus, auto, manual, however you want to set it up, you can. All right, next we have this little sun hood, and this is great. This is just for like the FX3 or the A7S3. This is pretty much if you're in a really bright place and you can't really see very well with the brightness. The screens on these cameras aren't phenomenal. 1800, what were they? Let's just say they're not very great. They're not very bright, okay? But this kind of helps. It's by Small Rig, and it just kind of, it's like a sun hood pretty much for your monitor. So you can just, monitor it a little bit better. Anything else in there? Yes, this little thing is also a very special little thing. So I tend to do weddings and I do events and corporate stuff. This is pretty much like a little sock for your microphone. It just kind of clips on over here. Let me just show you, clips on here. And then this part goes in to the microphone stand. So it's really, really useful. Not very expensive, about 12, 13 bucks. Highly recommend you get this. This will really make your shoots look more professional. All right, so let's put that one back in there and moving on. Now in this little bag, this is by Lightdow. This is, again, it's like a gray card, white card kind of thing. So it's always useful to have when you're on shoots, just to kind of get your right white balance, especially when you're doing video. If you're doing photos, because you're shooting in RAW, you don't necessarily have to worry about it. But if you're shooting video, guys, highly, highly recommend you do a custom white balance check beforehand every time you change shoot, because for video, it's super important, especially if you're not shooting RAW, guys. So something to keep in mind. Next, I have this by JJC. It's my SD card holder. Not all my cards are currently in here, but I generally keep the cards that I need. So I've got an Extreme Pro 512 gigabyte. This is a V30, 256. This is a V90. And then we've got another 256 V90, and then just an adapter. This is what I'm shooting with micro SDs, which I generally do only for, like either the Osmo Action or my drone stuff. So that's what's that for. All right, moving on. We have this. This is a strap by Peak Design. I absolutely love these guys. I've got actually two of these. I've got a thinner version, and I've got this version, which I absolutely love. When I'm on the move, this is what I'll generally have on. I've got it on all three cameras. It's essential to have this because it's a real lifesaver, guys. So definitely recommend Peak Design when it comes to camera straps and stuff like that. Got some chewing gum extra as well. Doesn't always hurt. So moving on. Now, before we move on, up to this part now. This part you keep like extra little accessories and cables and whatnot. I've got one of these. I forgot what these are called. This is like a, time shutter release. So if you're doing like a time lapse or something like that and you need to go on the more extended than what the FX3 or the A7S3 can do, this is highly recommended. What else we got in here? Oh, yep, we've got some little batteries as well, so just extras if we need it. All right, moving on. Don't even know what's in here, to be honest. It's been a while. All right, so we got some Allen keys as well. Always good to have some extra Allen keys when you need it. And what's this? And this is just for the flash, just a little bounce card as well. I think we are missing one thing here though. Let me have a quick look. Yes, we are. One more thing. I also have one of these fast charging adapters. These are a must-have, guys, especially when you're on set. Sometimes you're shooting long hours. I have one of these. This has 4 ports, so it's got 2 USBs, which are both 20 watts, and then you've got 2 USB 3.1 for fast charging, guys. Highly recommend one of these. I normally keep USB Type-C cables in here as well, just as backups if I need to do fast charging for my cameras. All right, awesome. Now we are moving on from this section. We're going to lock this up for a moment, and then we're going to move on. All right, this is exciting. All right, we're going to flip it around. All right, here we go. Now we're going to, so there's three compartments here. There's the one that kind of opens up. This part over here, guys, I'll show you very quickly. As you can see, we'll open up to the section that we were looking at earlier. This is like if you want to put your camera on this side, you can just easily pull it out. So that's always useful to have. All right, in this little compartment, I generally keep my batteries, and I've got another Peter McKinnon ND filter. In here, I've got a bunch of Sony batteries. I actually have a lot more than this. I've got a whole bunch of them. And I also have, where is it? I have this little adapter as well. This is by Kingston, which is great. So if you're on the kind of move and you need an adapter, super fast little adapter for transferring your footage. Luckily, I don't need it because I do have an SD card reader in my MacBook, so I don't necessarily have to worry about this, but always good to have. All right, now moving on. There's a little section here as well. I don't got anything in here, but sometimes I'll put like a big power bank if I need to, which is great to have. Actually, right now, I'll just put my filter in there. All right, now we're going on to this compartment. Now, this compartment is honestly one of my favorites. This is, generally speaking, where the MacBook will go. Now, what's really cool about this can fit a MacBook 16-inch Pro with no issue. I've got a 14-inch M1 Pro, and it goes right in here, and I also keep it with the case. So the actual bag is in here as well. Now, in here, I have the Zoom H4n Pro, which I absolutely love as well. I'll sometimes use this. And then I've got XLR cables right here, XLR to XLR cable, which is great. And that's it for this section. In here, you can put some pencils, you can put some stuff in here, whatever you need to. You've got all these little slots. I don't think there's anything in this part. Nope, nothing in here. And then in here, we have another power bank. This is a 15,000 milliamp power bank, which is great. Again, when you're sort of on the road and sometimes you don't have charging points, this is more of an emergency case scenario where I might need to use it. This is when this bad boy comes out. 15,000 mAh, plenty of storage, guys. And I think, yep, I've got another couple things in here. I've also got a mouse. Always keep a mouse handy when you're on the go. Sometimes you might need it. Sometimes I forget my mouse is here. And then I've got a USB cable for my hard drives when I carry the hard drives. I don't know what these ports are exactly called, these weird looking ones, but I use these sometimes. So when I need these, I've always got a spare one in here just in case, because sometimes when you're carrying a lot of gear, it's easy to forget and misplace your stuff. So it's always good to have it. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. This is the bag, the Incase DSLR Pro bag. This bag was released in 2012, guys. I've had this for nearly a decade and I've never changed it. It's gone everywhere with me. I took this to Bali. It was heavy as well. It was over 10 kilos at the time. I had a lot of gear in it and it's never, ever failed me. Amazing bag, nylon, as you can see. There's no rips or crannies, anything like that. It's still going super, super strong. And you want to know a really cool feature actually about it? I just realized this and I still haven't used it in 9 years, guys. Check this out. You see this compartment right here? This is actually where your tripod goes. I always used to connect the tripod right here in these little slots over here and it holds it, but I didn't know that it can actually go right here. Something to keep in mind for future. But guys, I mean, I can't tell you enough how much I recommend this bag. I mean, 9 years should be a testament to tell you how good Incase is. That's not to say all the other camera brands are terrible. I'm sure a lot of them are fantastic, but that's one of the reasons I haven't personally chosen to move on camera bags, because this one has served me so well. It's a 26 liter bag. As I said, it's made of nylon. I've got it wet before. I believe it's waterproof. I mean, luckily my equipment's been all right, but it's honestly been fantastic. And I plan to use it for many more years. Now, speaking of which, you can always customize the inside compartments as well. I have fit 2 cameras in. You can definitely fit 3 cameras in. You're just gonna have to like move it around a little bit and fix it up accordingly. And obviously you might not be able to fit all your lenses. Just depends on how you want to set up. I generally have 2 camera bodies in here, one without a lens, one with a lens. And sometimes I'll have just one with a bigger lens and then another one in a smaller bag, which has served me pretty well as well. It's a much smaller bag than this, but just fits one camera with its lens, but it's always been really, really great. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Like, this is the Incase camera, DSLR camera pro bag. Absolutely highly recommend it. It's about $300, guys, 300 Australian, and it's fantastic. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a like. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe, be well, see yous.